HS2 high-speed rail stands as the embodiment of Britain's pioneering endeavor towards a carbon-neutral, high-velocity railway system. This project signifies the quintessential transport infrastructure revitalization initiative in the UK. It claims the honor of being the most substantial investment ever poured into the north of England, an emblem of distinction on the European landscape. Before we delve further into this extraordinary project, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share the video, as it's the best way to help us grow as a channel. The momentous enterprise of civil engineering is in full swing, bolstered by a staggering £23 billion infused into the supply chain. Over 350 active sites dot the expanse between the West Midlands and London, fostering a workforce of more than 28,500 individuals. The fruits of this labor are evident even before the inaugural train embarks on its journey. The trajectory of this new high-speed line links the northwest and the southeast, with pivotal halts in Manchester, Birmingham, and London. The journey seamlessly extends to Scotland and other destinations through the existing rail network. The grand blueprint outlines the addition of more than 250 miles of novel high-speed track across the nation. This endeavor holds the promise of augmenting railway capacity across Britain. It will dramatically curtail travel durations, endowing passengers with ample seating capacity. Within Europe, this grand initiative reigns as the most monumental infrastructure undertaking, its paramount objective being the fusion of northern cities with London and the wider continent. The HS2 locomotives will achieve a remarkable velocity of 250 mph, transforming the Manchester-London commute into a little over an hour's journey. Ministerial accolades have christened it a game-changing force, addressing the current issue of congested services. Parliamentary endorsement in February 2017 paved the way for action, yet the launch of the maiden phase, spanning from London to Birmingham, faced postponement due to the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. Further, a second route proposition is on the horizon, charting a course through Crewe to Manchester, as well as the West Midlands to Leeds. Upon the culmination of this endeavor, passenger count between London, Birmingham, Manchester, and Leeds could triple to 15,000 per hour. An ambitious vision sets forth plans for 48 commuter and intercity trains connecting these cities, a substantial 65% surge from the existing count of 29. Connectivity assumes a role akin to a catalyst for growth, contributing to the leveling up of the entire nation. The high-speed rail project stands poised to invigorate the Midlands and North, priming the ground for heightened growth. The enhanced network unveils a plethora of fresh avenues for employment and leisure, accessible to millions. HS2 is the spinal cord of a transformed rail system, threading through the heart of the Midlands, North, and Southeast. Its extensive coverage doesn't neglect the existing network, which remains within the purview of HS2 trains, thus serving communities across the Northwest and Scotland. The resulting convergence fuels augmented investment in the Midlands and North, unfurling novel prospects for both leisure and enterprise. Traveling at the impressive speed of 225 mph aboard state-of-the-art, zero-carbon trains, HS2 seamlessly aligns with contemporary passenger expectations. This monumental endeavor aims to harmonize the British populace's living, working, and socializing preferences. The tourism industry anticipates a significant boost from these enhanced connections, contributing over £200 billion annually to the economy and safeguarding countless jobs nationwide. The inauguration of the project's maiden phase, the link connecting London Euston to Birmingham, once projected between 2029 and 2033, now faces considerable delays. This setback followed a demand by ministers for a cost-cutting review in response to the escalating financial outlay attached to the endeavor. In March 2023, the confirmation surfaced that Euston would serve as the starting point for the train's journey, yet the commencement date was deferred until at least 2035. Subsequently, trains shall proceed north from Birmingham along the existing West Coast Main Line. The sequel, Phase 2, assumes a Y-shaped trajectory, extending from Birmingham to the northeast and northwest of England. The eastern leg towards Leeds and York charts a path east of Sheffield. The western route proposes train travel from Crewe to Manchester, enriching the experience of passengers traversing the East Coast and West Coast main lines becomes a reality upon the completion of the HS2 high-speed rail project. The target timeline for the second phase's launch to Manchester and Leeds has been revised to 2035 to 2040, having deferred from the initial goal of 2032 to 33. The Department for Transport predicts a substantial reduction in travel times between London and Birmingham, plummeting from 1 hour and 21 minutes to an elegant 52 minutes. The anticipated completion of the second phase would trim the journey from Manchester to London to an impressive 1 hour and 7 minutes, down from the current 2 hours and 7 minutes. Likewise, the Birmingham-Leeds journey would be streamlined to 49 minutes from the previous 2 hours. With a top speed of 250 mph, these trains herald an era of swiftness and connectivity, pioneering carbon neutrality. An ethereal transformation awaits the entire rail system as it embraces zero-carbon energy right from the inception of service. This translates into a net-zero stance by 2035, entailing a journey characterized by zero-carbon, high-velocity travel. Not only do HS2 trains derive power from zero-carbon energy upon their inauguration, but they also present a more environmentally friendly option compared to long-haul car rides and domestic flights. The commitment aligns with the overarching goal of rendering the HS2 project carbon neutral by 2035, encompassing objectives that range from diesel-free construction sites to the reduction of carbon content in steel and concrete. HS2 emerges as a paragon of sustainable high-speed rail networks, designed and constructed to minimize carbon emissions, ensuring climate resilience while redrawing the contours of long-distance and intercity travel, with a subsequent recalibration of the UK's economic equilibrium. A glimpse into the fiscal canvas. The budget allocated to this novel rail network has experienced a nearly twofold augmentation from its initial 2015 valuation of £56 billion, now ballooning to an astounding £106 billion. This figure represents over half of the government's entire annual infrastructure and construction budget for 2018-19, a pool encompassing 31 other pivotal projects. Lord Tony Berkeley, who played an instrumental role as the deputy chair in the government-commissioned review of HS2, contends that the actual costs surpass the official estimations, cresting at £136.1 billion. This value escalates to £155.52 billion when accounting for inflation. The budget escalation can be attributed to an amalgamation of managerial challenges, complex soil conditions, and inflated land valuation. Delays have become a recurring theme since the initiation of work, leading to wavering decisions from No. 10 that have compounded on-site difficulties. This budgetary expansion has manifested repeatedly since its conception, with indications as far back as December 2016, pointing to overestimation issues. Notably, it was stated that even with planned savings, a substantial deviation from the target price for HS2 would persist. Lord Berkeley contends that embracing slower trains, analogous to the 200 mph bullet trains in France and Japan, could have potentially slashed up to 30% of the revised price tag. The prevailing reality is that HS2 bosses foresee exceeding their initial Phase 1 budget of £44 billion by a substantial margin. As per government data, an astonishing £21.4 billion has already been invested in the project. Projections for the fiscal years 2022-2023 and 2023-2024 outline expenses of £5.7 billion and £5.3 billion, respectively. The National Audit Office brought forth an appraisal in January 2020 that highlighted HS2 Limited's failure to account for the uncertainty and associated risks inherent in the project. Learning from the journey lessons begged to be extracted from the ballooning expenses, prolonged planning, and the labyrinthine maze of political approvals. While acknowledging the dense population of Britain, engineers draw inspiration from the management of extensive rail projects in France. These ventures proceed with seemingly uncompromised quality and safety. The significance of HS2 in the UK context is undeniable, and viable alternatives remain scarce. However, the manner in which the project has been handled thus far is a testament to the need for a more streamlined approach. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to let us know in the comments below what do you think about this project. Will be ever finished. And as always, stay tuned for more captivating videos coming your way soon.